So let's see how to create the HelloWorld DAPP application with the front end. So how we can integrate a front end with the Solidity programming. So I have created a folder called HelloWorld. So I'm going to the terminal. I'll just open one terminal and let me go to that particular folder. So now first thing I have to install all the Truffle related frameworks. So I'm going to get Truffle unboxed. So what this will do is this will install all the Truffle related framework and it will create the folder structure for us on so that we can easily combine all the Solidity programming, our application scripting as well as the HTML page, everything in one. So this Truffle will provide you something like a bundle to create all the required artifacts and we can deploy it in one shot. So this is just installing all the required package. Once you see on the back end, you can see all the required packages are downloaded from this Truffle Webpack framework. So by the time it is downloading all the artifacts, let's see how to or so by the time it downloads all the required artifacts, let's see how to make the Solidity for this Hello World functionality. So in one of the previous videos, I have uploaded the Hello World Solidity function. Just will provide the recap of what I did last time. So this is this very simple Hello World where it has some, as I said, this is the compiler version, just to tell the compiler what kind of Solidity version I'm using. The next is the contract that starts with the contract name and then we will assign the arguments. So I have the constructor. So whenever the Solidity is loaded or compiled, automatically this value will be this, since this is the constructor, the value will be assigned to this variable. So now the variable greetings is having the value hello. Now when we click, there are two functions called get greetings and set greetings. So in the get greetings, it just returns the value which is there in the greetings variable. So if you see here, it is just the string type that is returning. And in the set greetings, we are going to pass an argument, the new greeting value. So that greeting value will be assigned to the set greetings. So when we run this program, say for example, I just, let me say Web3 cancel. Okay, there was script and then let me create the hello world. So now when I click the set get greetings, it should return the value hello because this is the only value I have specified it. Now let's see, I'm going to specify the value hi and I'm going to set the greetings. So now when I return it, it will return the value hi. See here you can see it will return the value hi. So this is what my get greetings and set was very simple hello world program. Let's see how to, so let me copy this one and let me add it to my Solidity in the folder. So this is where my application is there. So whenever I install using the Truffle, the default structure will be downloaded. So I'm going to the contracts. So here I'm going to create a new test file. Just and say hello world dot sol is my test contract. Okay, I'm just saving it. Now I'm going to open this hello world. And I'm going to paste the Solidity function. In my local, I have installed the Solidity version 18, so I have 4.18, so I'm just giving the same Solidity version also here. So very simple, I'm going to save it. So the next step is, So here, if you go to the truffle.js webpack, by default it is pointing to the port 7545, but my application is running on the port 8545. So I'm going to change it and then I'm going to save this truffle.js file. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going for the migrations. I'm going to open the deploy contracts. So here my Solidity is hello world. So I'm going to give the name as same hello world. Okay, so let me copy this. So in the deploy function, I'm going to deploy this hello world. I'm going to delete all the MetaCoin related artifacts. So this is what my deploy function is. I mean deploy contracts function will be. So the next step is okay, we need to uh, delete the unused the Solidity programs, because these Solidity programs cortisol and metacoin we are not going to use anymore, so I'm just deleting it. So I just have the hello world and the migration. So these are the Solidity programs I have. Now the next step is I need to update my application, the JavaScript as well as the Windows, the HTML file. So the HTML file just tells how our application should look like. Okay, sorry, this is the MetaCoin related because this is already existing one. So let me open this with the Notepad++. So this is the MetaCoin related one. So in the HTML tester file, I just created one simple HTML to make sure how my web page should look like. You just have the name and then the greetings, and if you want to set the new value, just one more text box that says that provide the placeholder or to placeholder to set the new value, and then one more function called set greetings, because in my Solidity function I have the two variables, I mean two function calls for get greetings and then one more is the set greetings. So now I have the Solidity code, the HTML code. So I'm going to copy this HTML code and place it uh, in my index.html page. Okay, so this is how my front-end application will look like. Now it's a time to integrate the front-end with the JavaScripting. So in the JavaScripting, so this is the default JavaScripting that comes with our yeah, let me open this one. I think I have opened it. Yeah, so this is the default JavaScripting that comes with our when we install the truffle package. So what it will do is it will just install the web3 as well as our Solidity contract. So while doing this, in the meanwhile, let me tell you what needs to be done. We need to start our garage client or the test RPC. So let me start my garage client. Good. So let me start, let me go to my application and I'm going to do the truffle build. Okay. The truffle compile and truffle migrate, and then I'm going to work on this app.js. Okay, so I have my truffle installed in one of my folder, or if you have installed it in your globally, then you can provide that truffle global path and then give the compile. So this will tell if there is any errors while doing the compilation. The reason for providing the compile is the compile will create the build folder that have the HelloWorld.json artifact. So basically it will have the JSON artifact. So see, it is writing the artifacts to the build content, which means your application is compiled successfully, and now we need to migrate our application. So the migrate is where we deploy all the required as I mean for our contract, the address will be generated. See, deploying the migrations and the migration address will be generated and it will save the artifacts. Now I'm going to run truffle webpack. Sorry, npm run dev. So this will run the application. So this will tell where we are going to run our applications. Okay, yeah, this will initially cause the failure because we have already removed the metacoin files and we are not, but here it says it is downloading from the metacoin article. That's fine. So now, as I said, there are 4 steps that we need to follow. One is import the web3.js and then import the JSON file and then create the contract and then set the provider. So we'll see what does. So first thing we already know, it's already by default imported the web3 and truffle contract library. So now the next step is we need to import our hello world artifact. So let me give hello world artifacts and this artifact will be stored in our build contracts hello world.json file. So if you want to verify, just go to that particular folder, build contracts. So this hello world JSON folder will be created. So this folder will be created while we did truffle compile. So now we have to create this hello world and this hello world artifact will be given as the input for our contract function. And it will input all the required artifacts from the hello world. So let me delete all the other stuff. We don't need any other stuff here. Now what needs to be done when window is on load? So we need to write the function what should happen when windows are unloading. Okay. So whenever Windows is on load, first thing we need to provide is, since we just implemented the Web3 but we haven't set any provider. So let me set the provider web3 is equal to new web3 of new web3.providers.http provider localhost colon 8545 because this is where my garage client is running. Now the next step is we need to set this provider for our hello world. So this hello world artifacts dot set provider of web3 dot current provider. So whenever you save this application in the back end, if you go to your thing, it will automatically compile. It will compile each and every time and it will let us know whether our application is good or no. Okay. Okay, good. So it is compiled successfully. Now we need to see when we need to call this application. So when the hello world is deployed. Oh shit. When hello world is deployed, then we need to have the function. So this function will say wish morning wish. It's just a random variable. So I'm going to say wish dot what needs to be done. So we need to call our get greetings function. So I'm just going to call my get greetings function. Get greetings dot call. It is not having any arguments because I'm not going to pass any arguments here. So this call is also not going to pass any arguments. Then what happens? What should happen when we call? Say it will return some response. So what should I need to do with the response? So let's say I want to give an alert. Say window dot alert of. So I'm just giving just passing this. The return argument from the greetings will be stored in the response. So in our case, so the return argument is just the greeting. So initially the greetings is having the value hello. So the hello will be stored in this response variable. So when I just provide windows.alert, it will give me hello. So let me close everything properly. Now I need to close this function and I have closed. Okay, let me save and let's see whether I missed anything. Well, it's compiled successfully. Now let me go to the Hello World. I'm in the front end application. So I'm going to give a localhost 80. And let's see now the pop-up should come. See the hello pop-up is came. Now we need to implement for the get greetings and set greetings. Let's first implement for the get greetings function. Okay. Now window dot get. Okay, let me see what is that variable I have passed here. This is, okay, get greetings is the function I have passed here. Okay. Oh, shit. Window.get greetings is equal to function, say some variable, same wish. Let be the wish, or let be the greetings. Now what needs to done? So first thing is we need to get this variable. So we need to get the value in this variable. So let's say var user is equal to. So how to get this variable? So we will pass the variable in this particular format. Dot value. So this, okay, let me change it to string. So this will return. So now the user is having the value whatever we type it on the text box. So whenever a user clicks on this text box, what needs to be done? It should call again the get greetings function. So you just need to copy paste the whole thing that we have given here. So it's a HelloWorld.deploy, then function of wish get greetings, and it should get the function, and the result will be stored in the window. So what result now you want? Hello plus you need to pass the user. Got it. Okay. And now let me close one more. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all I need. Let me check whether it is showing any errors. No, it is good. Okay, hello. Let's see, I'm going to give ABC. It should give hello ABC. Good, hello ABC. Okay. I need to just provide one space here so it will be good. It will look good. Let me give again. Okay. I just reloaded. A B C D and it should give hello space A B C D. Yep, this is good now. Now we need to set the value for the set greetings. So let's see what the set greetings is doing. Okay. let me see what is the function name for the set greetings. Where is the function of set greetings? Is the function name. Now say window dot task. Let me add it here so it will be visible. Window dot set greetings. New function greetings. Okay. Now the first step is we need to get the new greeting value. So what is the new greeting value? Which ID is storing the new greeting value? Set greetings label. So I'm going to pass this set greetings variable dot value dot to string. So now the new greetings is having the value new string. So what should happen when we deploy this function? So the same. So once it is deployed, now we need to call the next set greetings functionality which is there in our Solidity. So what it is going to call, it needs to call this function. So I'm going to call this function and it has the one argument. So I'm going to pass this one. This is the argument that I need to pass it here. Come on. So since this is not the call function, this is the transaction related function. So when we say transaction related function, then we modify something in our Solidity code. When something is updated or modified or inserted in the Solidity code, or something like a setting some values in the Solidity code, those are all treated as transactions. When you are reading something or when you're just getting some values from the Solidity smart contract, then it is the call function. That's why whenever we whenever we get some values, we use the call function. Whenever we set some values, we will just pass that argument and we will say from which address it is, who is passing this argument. So web3.eth.accounts of 0 is, so we by default we need to pass this value. Okay, good. So this is done. So this is done. So once this is done, I think we are good to run our code. Let's see whether I have closed everything. Okay, good. I've closed everything. Let's see whether how to run this one. Okay. Hello. So I'm giving the value. Say hi. Get set greetings, and now I'm going to give ABC and then get greetings. Wow. Say it says hi ABC. Probably you can clear this value whenever your page is loaded. So you can see, say, set this value to null. Okay, let's see how it works. So now the value is high because we have already updated our Solidity code. So now let's see. Welcome. Okay, now I'm saying 1, 2, 3. So it should give welcome 1, 2, 3. So this is what our Solidity code is. So now we have created the front end, we have integrated the front end with our Java scripting, as well as we have integrated our Java scripting with our Solidity code. So this is how our application works.